Digital Gates lab for the electronics lab with Dr. Cantrell. I'll be covering what we did in lab, and what the lab was about. So as the title says, it's a Digital Gates lab. So with this lab, we did with NAND gates and NOR gates. The gates came on integrated chips, I guess. Chips, not integrated chips. But each chip had 4 gates on it. Along with those chips, we had a counter chip and a digital to alphabet chip. So to start, we're going to start with the NAND gate and work our way through. So a simple NAND gate will be on unless it's AND. So it's a not AND gate. So a normal AND gate, if both these were on, this would be on. But however, since it's not AND, it's off. So if it's anything but the AND, so one on, one off, one on, one off, or both off, it'll be on. So if you use the AND gate and pipe both inputs to a single NAND gate, you'll get what's called an OR gate. So if this is on, it will be off. The output of the NAND gate will be off. If this is off, it'll be on. This is because it's a not AND. So when you pipe it to a single one, when a single one's piping to both inputs, it's always going to be AND. So if it's on, it's AND, and so forth. So first circuit we did, starting this gate, I'll always be replacing with a NOT gate. So in the lab, we made a few of these NAND gates, and I'll replace them with NOT gates for simplicity. So the first gate we did, besides the simple NAND gates, was an OR gate. So an OR gate is if there's any input besides no input, this will be on. So if one's on, either one's on, or if both are on, they'll be on. The next gate we did is an XOR gate, which is an exclusive OR gate, meaning only if one or the other gates is on, one of the other inputs is on, it will be on. Not if both are on or none are on. So if one of these is on, it'll be on. Or if both of these are on, it's not going to be on. Or if both are off, it's not going to be on. That's an exclusive OR gate. So what's cool about the NAND gate is, with the NAND gate you can pretty much make an entire computer from a NAND logic gate, because all other gates can be derived from the NAND gate. So the next thing we did was flip-flops. So flip-flops are unique because they hold their state, and you have 2 control bits that will control which output they'll be using. So for the first one, this is a NAND flip-flop. So if I activate the top one, it'll flip to the first one. And then if I deactivate it, it won't change. It'll stay state. But then if I activate the bottom one, it'll flip to the bottom one. And I let go as change state. So the steady state is when both of them are deactive. And if both these are on, these are both on. So the reason we have this third input in here is that's just to make this more this input, if it's not on this gate, neither of these will work. But what this does is it allows for the NAND gate to have change states when these are up. Because in a normal NAND flip-flop, these would only change states when these are down. But since this is here, it adds this extra layer and allows it to have similar state control as a NOR flip-flop. So a NOR flip-flop, the control bit, there's only 2 control bits. So if you flip the top one, it resets it, so it goes down to the low one, the bottom one. hit the bottom one, and then as you see, if you deactivate it, nothing changes. So this is the hold state. So if you activate the bottom one, it'll go to the top, and then you deactivate the hold. So this is what a flip-flop. These are the basic. These make up registers, and bits, and like they make up a computer. The memory of a computer. So if you have like RAM, random access memory, or this is kind of what the basis of it is a flip-flop gate. It'll be on, and when you tell it to change state, it'll change state, and it'll stay that state. So these are two type of flip-flop gates we made in lab. The next thing we made is a like a combined NOR gate. So this is a not OR gate or NOR gate, like I said earlier. These can be made from NAND gates. So what this circuit does is it pretty much says if any of them on, this will turn off. How this works is this is a NOR gate, but this is not. So we're pretty much this here is pretty much making an OR gate. So if this is an OR, this will be on, or this is an OR, this is on. And since this is NOR, the only way this is on is if both of these pipes are off. So if I turn on this, it'll turn off, or I turn on this, it's off. And I can activate any number of these or in any combination, and it'll stay off. The only time it'll be on is if these are all off. Okay, so the next thing we have, it's kind of like a selector. I'm not really sure what you'd use this for, but it has some specific functions. So the main thing about this one is, so if this C is not active, no matter what you do to these states, the top two states, these will always stay both on. So I guess this is the main override state. So unless this is active, these will both always be on. So let's turn this on. So if both these are down, the bottom one's on. So this middle one, what this middle one does is kind of switch back between these two. So when this is up, it goes to here, and when this is down, it goes to here. What this top one does is it really doesn't do anything in itself, but what it will do is if this is up, this won't come on. So you can flip this, and then only this bottom one will come on. I'm not sure what you'd use this for, but I guess it might be handy in some situations. I guess this works because this is a NOT gate, so it NOTs the input, and this is an AND, so not AND. So I guess the first part is this C, if this is not on, this is not AND. So unless both of these pipes are on, this will always be on. So if C is not on, and since C goes to both of these will always be on. Let's turn C on then. So if you turn this one on, when this is off, this will turn this one on, because there's only one pipe going to here. When this is on, there's two pipes going to here that are active, and since this is a NAND gate, it will turn off. And since it's a NOT gate here, if this is off, this pipe will then be on. When this is on, and since they're both active, this is off, and then thus these aren't both active, and this is on. So when you turn this off, they're not both active, and this is here. When you activate this will always be off. So no matter what, you cannot make both of these active, and then this will always be on. And when this is always on, this is off. That one's probably the most complicated, convoluted one here. So this is a multiplexer. This is used for selecting an output. So you want to put an output somewhere or activate a certain function. So like in the arithmetic logic unit of a computer, if let's say you want to do an adding or a zero or a subtraction, so forth. this would be useful, or to pipe insert, to pipe numbers, to pipe um, to pipe certain bits in certain places. So let's see, these are the indicators. So if you want to indicate, this is like a bit system. So if you have, with these 2 bits, you can have up to 4 different selections. So you have a 0. So this, let's say this is on, it's a 0. But if only this is on, it's a 1. If this is off, it's a 0, and then this is on, it's a 1. If this is on, it's a 2. If both of these on, it's a 3. So 0, 1, 2, and 3, and that's 4 selections. So if both are off, you're at A0. If you turn this one on, you're at A2. A1, actually. And then you turn that off, and turn this one, you're on, you're at A2. Then we'll turn the third one on. This first one on, back again, and you get on 4. So it's a very easy way to select where your output is going, or what output you're having. Unlike the last circuit, which is just, I don't know, I'm not quite sure what that does. It doesn't even, it won't even be an adder. But anyway, so this is a multiplexer. These can be, so with all these can be chained. In computers, these are chained together, and like for like modern computers, it's 64 of these to do like one 64-bit operation. So if you want your 64-bit number to go somewhere, you'd send another 64-bit number, 2 64-bit numbers here. Well, you just send a 2-bit number to all of them, and then send it to wherever you go, or whatever operation you need. In old computers, you can just think of it as like an 8-bit. And that's the same with the flip-flops and such. They are chained together for 8-bit registers or 8-bit numbers. And then and same with the NAND gates and everything. And the NAND gates you can make adders with. So the last thing we did in this lab is we did a digital counter. This is not quite the same one. This one we did in class I wasn't able to reproduce, but this is, because the one we did in class is an up counter, this is a down counter. But whenever you push the button, it would go up. This one goes down, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and so forth. How this works, it's a similar thing. It's just a little different. Use JK gates in the one in lab probably. It's in the closed circuit, so you don't really have a circuit diagram for that, I believe. Actually, they do. Okay, so yeah. Part of the reason I wasn't able to reproduce this is because the gates they have on this don't have the clock. But so what this is showing is a JK gate. So it's what it's like the NAND gate one I showed earlier, which is here, where I think this is the clock one. I'm not sure. It looks like both these are on. Yeah. So what they do is they vary this, and it flips this back and forth. So that allows for kind of like a cascade effect in the thing. So what will happen is it will cascade through here and keep going on and on through it, and create like a clock, a digital read of how many push buttons, up till 8, because you only have 4 bits that you can have, and 4, that's like 8. Well, up to 9. Well, no, actually you wouldn't have up to 8, you'd have up to 5, 2 to the 5th minus 1. But since our readout here is only up to 9, all the rest of these, when they are all lit up, it won't actually put a right. Well, it's probably doing hexadecimal. Is what's going on here. Yeah. yeah, this is a down counter then. So this is the counter portion. The other portion is kind of all enclosed in in this box for here, because this box we had another chip for, and we piped the 4 inputs into it, and then that piped out to a actual readout, which is kind of like here. Let's see, yeah, here's the readout. This is the input. You'd pipe the bits into these, and you'd put these are the outputs to light up the digital readout. So yeah, this is the counter. This is a down counter, like I said before, versus what we made in lab is up counter. All right. I think that's the lab. All right. Thanks for listening. Sorry if it was pretty long.